All right, guys, welcome to the second half of the Champions League final, Chelsea versus Manchester City. Chelsea 1-0 up from Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, true to form, missing several chances already. Christian Pulisic on the bench, Zack Steffen on the bench. Let's see how this goes in the second half. Does Christian Pulisic get some time? We talked about this. Sorry, before I continue, tactical manager Filipo Silva is here with me, guys. As you know, we're going to be with you for the rest of the next 2 weeks, 4 USMNT games starting tomorrow. And it's exciting. Filipo, real quickly, your thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, it's essentially what I was saying. Pep Guardiola keeps struggling with breaking down Thomas Tuchel, overcrowding the midfield, going very narrow. And I mean, now we're going to have a big test for Pep Guardiola in the second half. See if he can figure it out. See how good he actually is. I don't question how good he was, but how good he actually is, how he can change his tactics and adapt mid-game.
Yeah, I mean, look, Guardiola's faced a lot of criticism for not winning the Champions League outside of Messi, possibly the greatest player to ever play the game, with a basically Spain's World Cup winning team and Messi. Okay, so he won the Champions League twice, hasn't won it at Bayern, hasn't won it at City, despite spending a hell of a lot of money. Is he going to win it here today? Let's wait and see. I honestly would prefer Chelsea to win because I want Pulisic to win the Champions League, but I want to see Pulisic come on in the second half. And especially, I think this game will suit him because Manchester City has to flood forward now. They have to commit numbers forward to try and get the tying goal, and that's going to create space on the counter for Christian Pulisic. Is Tuchel going to bring him on? They only have, 3 subs, right? Or is it 5 subs?
I think it's 3 still.
They only have 3, and they've already used 1 on Thiago Silva, replaced for an injury. So I don't know. Maybe Tuchel's, if he doesn't come on at all, that will be pretty disappointing. And I'm sure he's going to be disappointed because one of the reasons they're in this final is because of Pulisic. Against Porto and against Real Madrid, he basically dragged them up here. So, yeah, we will see. I hope he gets at least a few minutes. It's going to be pretty sad if he doesn't. But
there's 5 subs, Pete. So
there's 5 subs. Okay. So they definitely can bring him on. I think it's a perfect time, maybe about the 60th minute, if it's still 1-0, you bring him on because he can hit City on the counterattack, guys. You really can. So we'll see what happens.
I'm sticking to my prediction, Pete. I said 1-1 and Chelsea wins on penalty kicks. It looks like it can happen.
Does Pulisic take a penalty?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I don't know.
I think Mason Mount definitely will. Will Werner if he's on the field? Jorginho. Azpilicueta probably will.
Yeah, Kai Havertz probably won't be in the field by then.
Yeah, I think, will he take off Kai Havertz or will he take off Timo Werner?
I don't think Kai can finish the game, Pete. He's coming from a tweaked hamstring. He might not be able to play extra time and all that. There's extra time, remember?
USMNT Opinions, thank you very much for this very generous super chat. Sending much love. Love both of your content. Hopefully a great half from Pulley God. Thank you very much, sir.
Is that a channel?
USMNT Opinions? I believe so. Let me check it out. I don't know if I'm subscribed to USMNT Opinions, but yes, we all hope that. I think it's just a YouTube account. It doesn't look like a channel. Let us know, though, if you do have a channel. We'll send people over to your channel, buddy. But thank you. That's very generous.
It looks like a logo and everything, so I thought.
Yeah, he's got a nice logo. I've seen him on Twitter for sure. I just don't know if you have a channel. Tell us your real name. Michael Garrison. I hope City level and Pulisic scores the winner. Yep, let's see what happens here. Second half. I'd be jazzed if they brought Pulisic on for the second half, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to play it safe, see how it's going. And then maybe around the 60th to 70th minute, then Pulisic comes on. So, guys, if I haven't said it already, Filipo Silva. Most of you already are subscribed to his channel. Just about to reach 7,000 subscribers. Filipo, woohoo! Good for you.
We're going to hit it hopefully during Nations League.
During Nations League. It's going to be awesome, man.
And during Gold Cup, I think we're going to get a lot too, both the channels.
Yeah, I'm about to hit 6 as well, so about 5, 8. But, subscribers is less important to me than views and engagement and people enjoying the content and having a good time. And honestly, guys, this is great having people to watch soccer with because nobody in my household likes soccer. So, let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting second half coming on in just a second.
And Pete, what we usually say, and it is true, what me and Pete try to do actually is just what we're trying to do is bring value to the U.S. soccer community. A lot of the things that it lacks, it doesn't have. So honest opinions, non-biased opinions. Can we be wrong? Yes, we can be wrong. Absolutely, we can be wrong, and we will be wrong a lot of the times, and we'll be right a lot. We were more right than wrong, but we will be wrong too. But the thing is, for example, I did a Switzerland USA preview, and a lot of the people in the comments, what they were saying was, thank you, because there's no coverage from our sports media. No one talks. They don't know what Switzerland is, so no one talks about it. And
there's a lot of things that aren't covered by the soccer media.
And that's what we're trying to do, essentially, trying to bring this coverage and obviously engage with you guys, because I miss that from Brazil, where everywhere I go, it's soccer. In the United States, it's not. So this is where I can hang out more. Yeah.
No, exactly. And we want to provide unbiased coverage and just more good soccer education and conversation around the game, because that's what we lack. Kevin Paulette, by the way, Kevin, a new Patreon supporter. Thank you very much, Kevin. I'm excited to have you. He says, Dustin seems like the nicest guy in the world. I don't know Dustin personally, but he does. You're right. He seems like just a real sweet guy, which is probably true. I'm sure you can speak to that more than I can, Filipo.
No, he's very rude. He's a rude Canadian. I'm joking. He's not Canadian. Dustin is American Ecuadorian. He's from Ecuador as well. Lives in New York. Very nice guy. You guys met him before. Well, you met him a little bit in the channel.
He was on the stream. Yeah, we should have him on one of the streams if he doesn't. If he wants to come on, I don't know if he's camera shy or if he likes being on the stream or not. But
he likes from time to time. From time to time, he'll show up. Not too much. I think he doesn't want to be obligated to be on screen, but he'll show up on special occasions.
So game is started, second half, at least for me, guys. I'm a little bit behind. If you're watching on cable, I'm a little behind you. So no spoilers, okay? If somebody scores or a Timo Werner miss, I mean, that's not really a spoiler at this point. That's a given. But, ONC, what's a decent team where Zack Steffen could be number one keeper? I think West Ham or Everton. I don't know if he will go to Everton because they have Jordan Pickford, but Jordan Pickford has been very inconsistent, so maybe West Ham. Ben saying West Ham as well. So they're looking for a new goalkeeper this summer. They will be in Europa League, right? No, they won't be. That's Leicester. They didn't make it. But they're top half of the table. So, and remember, West Ham is coached by David Moyes, who has very good experience with Tim Howard, right? He was the Everton coach when Tim Howard was the keeper. So he'll probably he'll like an American keeper there. But you're right. Zack Steffen does need to be playing next season. I don't know if another year sitting on Manchester City's bench is going to be good for him. If I haven't said it already, guys, go smash the like button, because the more likes it has, the more likely YouTube is to show this to other people. We can get new people interested in the channel. What do we got? Kevin De Bruyne. So Manchester City so far coming out exactly as I expected them to. They're going to be having probably most of possession this second half. And are they going to create chances? Because Chelsea's defense has been almost impeccable in the entire first half. But they're going to leave holes at the back, especially with Kyle Walker and Zinchenko. I don't know. They just don't seem very good in the open field.
So did you there were no subs, right? That's what I'm trying to check.
No subs, as far as I can tell. Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne has got quite an interesting backstory. I mean, if he was a Chelsea reject, right? And he just seems like a really sweet, humble, down-to-earth guy, despite being probably one of the best midfielders in the world right now.
Well, remember that Chelsea was going through a phase where they were very impatient with players. So they had Kevin De Bruyne. They sent him to Bundesliga, Wolfsburg. They also had Mo Salah, and they sent him to Roma. So they lost two.
That was Jose. That was Jose Mourinho, who he doesn't have patience for these players, because they don't do everything I say. Because if I say something to them, they don't do it. And then my career is over. So I go to Roma now.
And good luck, Brian Reynolds.
Dude, poor Brian. Brian is such an incomplete player, and Jose doesn't develop players. He's not like Guardiola, who likes to make players better. He wants a complete player already. And if they're not complete, he's not interested in them.
There's one player that I saw him develop, kinda, and then he shifted when he went to Barcelona, which was Deco at Porto. And then he went to Barcelona. Remember Deco?
Yeah. I remember Deco.
He kind of developed Deco when he was in Porto.
Yeah.
But besides that, I can't think of another name.
No. He didn't make anybody at Chelsea better when he first went there. He just made Chelsea a defensive team, and they won all their games 1-0, So Cancelo could come on for Man City. We got from Maurizio Milano here. Cancelo will change the game. Guardiola has no choice but to play him now. I mean, maybe. We'll see what Guardiola does. Guardiola sometimes doesn't go for the obvious sub. He'll try something a little tricky or a little different. So we'll see.
So Goat is saying that Chelsea had Mo Salah, Lukaku, and De Bruyne. So yeah, Lukaku wasn't really much of a rejection. Lukaku had because Lukaku, he worked at Everton fine, but he also didn't work at Manchester United too well.
No.
But Mo Salah and Kevin and Lukaku was given opportunities in Chelsea, he just didn't deliver. Mo Salah and KDB, they pretty much didn't play. They just let him go.
Yeah. Yeah. He just didn't believe in them. You need patience to develop a young player. The thing is that De Bruyne wasn't all that young. He was 24, 25 years old when he was there. So I don't feel like he was really all of that young a player. He's just incomplete, And also, Jose only likes midfielders who defend for their lives. He doesn't want guys who don't do, 100% defending. Michael Garrison, Pete needs a voice acting gig. I put this up here. You want to hear a funny story? I got an audition from my agent for Nike. Get this. Nike is launching a new ad all over the world in all the different languages that they're in. And because I was born and raised in Thailand and I speak Thai fluently, they asked me to audition for the part. So I sent them my voice record, fluent Thai, like a local. Like you can hear it. If I'm on the phone with a Thai, they can't tell that I'm a foreigner.
Can you say something in Thai? Can I hear it?
แต่มันอยู่ที่ว่าที่ผมได้เกิดที่กรุงเทพแล้วก็หลังจากนั้นไปที่อังกฤษ like that's how Thai sounds. So I do the audition. I get the job. This is a Nike job. So it's, the moolah is great. And then 3 days later, I get an email from HR, Nike HR saying, we can't give you the job because we'll get in trouble for giving a white guy the job when it's a Thai speaking thing. We have to give it to a Thai instead. So I did not get the job.
I mean, all right.
Yeah.
That's Nike. That's Nike. So Nike, you understand the whole Neymar thing I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
Oh, that's not the right reason to not get it.
Mistake says, I can't believe Pete just said that on live. Why not? That's a story of my life, dude.
It's a true story.
I'm not knocking Nike. I'm just telling you what happened, and I'm glad that a Thai actor got the gig. I am. I'm happy for him. Whenever any other actor gets work, I'm happy for them because I know how hard it is to get work in this business.
They should have just told you, it's like, look, we're not going to give you the job because there's this guy from Thailand that just speaks better than you. And you're like, oh, okay.
Sure. Right. If he was, and he may, he may have been better than me. He probably was. If he was actually Thai, I mean, I think I'm fluent, but maybe there's a small, twinge here and there where you can tell I'm not Thai. But I was born and raised there. I spent the first 20 years of my life there. I went to Thai school there. Like, I'm Thai in that sense. I just don't look it. So, what to do? This is life. You move on. You keep going. You go watch soccer with your buddies.
Oh, Nike.
Oh, Nike.
Let me see here. Pete, the second half is looking a lot like the first. It's not looking good.
Yeah. So, Chelsea building from the back under pressure, I've been very impressed with in the second half.
Yeah.
And then they hit them they're very direct on the counterattack here. Very, very direct. And Man City just looks like they can't even get their defensive shape right. When they lose possession. Here's a good question from Jose Morales. Will India win a World Cup this century? No.
Century?
No. Even this century. Like, you don't have to understand, like, okay, I worked in India for 7 years in football. They are so incompetent at the administration side of the game and so corrupt that it's very hard to develop the game there. Now they're getting better. Okay, they're getting better at it. There are some improvements. They have a better league now. The problem with the league, it's a little bit like MLS when it first started.
2 leagues.
Yeah, they have 2 leagues. They have the I League, which is sort of a league, and then they have this ISL. It's like a super league. It's literally called the Indian Super League. The problem is it's like MLS when it first started. They'll get not even old players, retired players. Like they got Alessandro Del Piero to come out of retirement to play for, I think it was Pune. Just not, so then they don't put the resources into developing young Indian players. They do it into developing or just, making money. So they are getting better at it, and I hope they qualify for a World Cup at some point. But even in Asia, they're so far behind. Yeah, they're behind most of the Middle East. They're behind Japan. They're behind Korea. They're even behind most of Southeast Asia. Like Thailand is better at football than India. So I think this century, I can see them qualifying for a World Cup. They're not going to win. To win a World Cup, you need the best players in the world. And even then, you're not going to necessarily win. Like Messi hasn't won a World Cup, So Ronaldo hasn't won a World Cup. No. China is more likely to win the World Cup before India does.
But you know what's interesting? So you have India and China, which have over 1 billion people in the country. I think China is actually close to 2 billion, if I'm not mistaken. I think India too. India might have like 1.3 billion, 1. Something like that. 1.4. And it's weird with all these people in the country, and like China invested so much in soccer recently, but they can't build a strong team for soccer. It's weird.
People don't understand. Youth development takes time. Okay. If you're going to invest now, you have to wait 20 years to see the results. And you have to keep doing the right things over and over again every year for 20 years to see the results. Like, it's not, you can't just go, okay, we're going to put a lot of money into the game now. Why don't we have a good national team? They naturalized a Brazilian player to maybe give him Chinese citizenship to come and play for them, which for him is like, he's not going to play for Brazil because he's playing in the Chinese league, but that's the level that we're talking about,
So Pete, someone's saying here, Kevin's saying here one question that Kevin's saying, did you watch the HITC 7's video about India not going to the World Cup in 1950? So look, there's a lot of different stories with that. One of them, they say that India didn't go because they wanted to play bare feet. That's what a lot of people said, and they didn't want to play. I talked to some people in India, some sources, because I made a video about India. I talked to some journalists, a lot of people, and a friend of mine that played in India too. Many have told me that's not the exact reason. They're saying it was money at the time, and apparently the Olympics was more interesting. It was a money issue. It wasn't because they didn't want to play bare feet. They also didn't officially qualify to the World Cup. They qualified by default in 1950. Which was the only World Cup they qualified. So that's what the sources I talked to told me. So I don't know what HITC 7 said. Maybe he said something like this. But the whole thing that people say they didn't go because they didn't want to wear shoes or cleats, I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either. That was so long ago also. India needs to put a lot of resources into youth development, proper youth development. And then over 20 years, they will start to see some progress, right? It's not going to happen overnight. You have to be patient. The problem is a lot of these countries, they invest money and they want to make money back right away. So they'd rather put their money, let's say you own an ISL team, a Kolkata team. You want to make money off of that. So you're going to invest money into bringing stars that will sell tickets instead of investing money into good youth development programs and get strong youth coaches from abroad to come and coach your young players, to develop Indian coaches, good coaching programs, right? There's just poor De Bruyne, man. Is he okay?
He doesn't seem, it seems like KDB will come out.
Ooh, it's done for Man City if he has to come out. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. Look, if I'm Pep Guardiola, I would, since nothing is working today for them, I would just be superstitious at this point. And if you want to be superstitious, he's putting Gabriel Jesus for Kevin De Bruyne. I was going to say put Aguero in, but he's going to put Gabriel Jesus, probably more informed than Aguero right now, for KDB. Honestly, this is not the best game for Gabriel Jesus, and I know Gabriel Jesus very well from Brazil. He's developed in Palmeiras, by the way. He came from the Palmeiras Academy. But this is not really the style of game you want him to play. He's not the best against the low blocks, and that's what it seems like. And KDB, what happened to him?
He just clashed with Rudiger, didn't he?
Was it a head injury?
I don't know if it's head or neck.
Oh, his eye. He has a black eye.
Oof. I think he got Rudiger's head to his eye, didn't he?
Yeah, concussion protocol probably now.
Get him off the field, man. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth.
I wonder if it'll affect the Euro. If he'll be okay.
Depends. At least he didn't get knocked out like Raul Jimenez.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's
Poor
crying because
guy.
he's out of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, he wants to win the Champions League, right? I don't think he's going to get another shot to win the Champions League at his age. You know,
How old is he now? He's 30?
he's 29, turning 30 this year. So he could. I mean, depends,
Yeah.
you know, if Guardiola sticks around and poor guy. You feel for him.
The thing Gabriel Jesus does have, he's one of those players that's very lucky. So sometimes in these games, like for Palmeiras in Brazil, every time there's like a final or something, he scored every time. And usually not because of merit. It's just kind of like he's there.
Yeah. Poor guy.
We'll see.
Hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully he can still play for Belgium in the Euros. You know? But you can't risk it. You can't risk it. Here goes Jesus on the field. Raheem Sterling is the captain now. Oh, man, you really feel for De Bruyne. What a class act of a footballer, huh?
Yeah.
He's such a class act, too. Such a humble, soft-spoken guy. Ooh.
Dude, honestly, do you agree with me on the superstition thing? Just throw Aguero in because if you're superstitious, he could score. Just throw him in. Nothing else is working.
Oh. No, not a penalty? How is that not a penalty?
Oh, I just saw the replay. It didn't hit his hand.
Oh,
if you look from a different angle. They're checking on the VAR, but it looks like it didn't hit his hand. Yeah, it didn't hit.
All right, all good. Yeah, man, it doesn't look like it's going to be Manchester City's day, huh? Mm-hmm. So, come on. It's like already, 60th minute almost? Time to bring on Pulisic.
Kill that counter to kill it. That's what Pulisic has done all season for them.
Yeah.
Kill the game.
Kill the game on the counter.
I liked how Rabona said Pulisic's the guy that puts the nail in the coffin.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. He'll seal it. Pulisic is going to be pissed if he doesn't come on at all because he literally got them here. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have beaten Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's an interesting question. Pete, what does your resume look like? You seem to have a crazy diversity of work compared to the average American. I've had an interesting life, man. I grew up in Thailand. My parents worked there. And then I went to England to study. I always wanted to be involved with soccer in some degree, and I knew I wasn't good enough to play professionally. So I went to England. I got my degree in coaching over there, learned a lot about the game. Got a job with Arsenal Soccer Schools in India, and that's where I did a lot of coaching. Had my own academy in India, the way the Tactical does now. Trained a lot of young Indian players. Worked in the Indian second division. I coached a team. I was the assistant coach for a team in the Indian second division. We almost got promoted to the I-League. Didn't quite work out. And then after that, I spent a very short amount of time in the Middle East. Moved to Chicago, and when I was in Chicago coaching, that's when I made the switch to acting. It was a freak story I'll tell you about another time.
Pulisic called up. Pulisic's coming in.
Bring him on. Bring on the American. Oh, beautiful thoughts. That's my favorite song. I think that should be the national anthem, America the Beautiful. It's less war. It's less like, based on war. It's more about how beautiful America is as a country. So Chicago, I switched to becoming an actor. And then I moved to Los Angeles, where I am currently an actor / YouTube host. So that's me in a nutshell. But yeah, I've traveled. I've seen a lot of the world, not as much as I would like. But I would say that I got my soccer education from abroad. And that's why I can look at the American soccer landscape, I guess, with a slightly different perspective sometimes. While still loving America. Like I consider myself American. I get those feelings in my chest when the national anthem plays. I feel very patriotic about the US, and I feel very patriotic about America winning a World Cup someday and doing good in soccer.
So Ben is asking, focus on the game, guys. What is happening tactically right now? Ben, it's exactly the same thing as before. It's the same thing. Thomas Tuchel didn't. The only thing I noticed here is now Manchester City has a center forward, so they don't have Kevin De Bruyne coming towards the middle to make a little more.
So go ahead.
But nothing else changed. It's still a very compact Chelsea defense that forces you to go to the sides, and they're not finding a way to penetrate. That's what's happening.
Right. So ideally, with the center forward, what the idea of having a center forward is that he's going to stretch the back line with those runs more, and that is going to create more space in the midfield. that's in principle. It doesn't always work out that way, right?
Fernandinho for Bernardo Silva, Pete.
Sorry, what? Fernandinho?
For Bernardo Silva.
Fernandinho is a defensive player.
Yeah.
They need a goal.
Oh, they're going with 3 in the back. I think you're going with 3 in the back. I think Chelsea.
Okay. And they're going to release Walker.
And Chilwell. Not Chilwell. Sorry, not Chilwell. Zinchenko
And Walker to go higher up the field. Yeah. And Pulisic is on. Who's he on for? I'm behind.
Pulisic's not in yet. He's coming in.
Oh, he's coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
About time. At least he'll play in the Champions League final. So if Chelsea win, he played a part in it.
Actually,
Captain America.
Fernandinho is playing a 6.
Pete, the real question, would you have represented Thailand or the USA if you had options? The USA, man. Don't get me wrong, I love Thailand, but I've always felt American, even growing up. Even though I grew up in Thailand, my parents, we celebrated Thanksgiving, July 4th, Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, even though I grew up in Thailand and my parents made sure I learned the language and learned a lot about Thai culture, I still felt very American, So, yeah, always the U.S. Always the U.S. All right. So Manchester City with possession, lots of it. But
they didn't change formation.
Pressing those spaces, right? I said something on Twitter the other day that I think that if you had to break down a bunkering defense and you needed a goal with 20 minutes to go and a team was just defending, I might consider switching Sergiño Dest's position and having him play between the defensive lines, because nobody in our pool is as good in tight spaces as Sergiño Dest. And a lot of people agreed with me, and some people did not agree with me. But I thought it was an interesting idea to discuss. What are your thoughts, Filipo?
You were saying to play Sergiño Dest. And let me just update you on one thing. Timo Werner came out and Christian Pulisic came in. So he's going for the counter.
Yeah, this is the counterattack, not the press anymore.
So back to David. You were saying about Christian. You were saying about Sergiño Dest play as an 8, a 6.
No, as a dual 8. So if we needed a goal and we had, let's say, 20 minutes to 30 minutes left, I would maybe, not every time, but I would consider switching Sergiño Dest's position to playing between the 2 lines of 4, between the defensive lines, because those little pockets of space when you're trying to unlock a bunkering defense, that's where he can be very effective sometimes.
So I'm not opposed to trying it. I don't know how it would work. In 2010, Brazil did that to Dani Alves. So Dani Alves played as our. So we started with Maicon on the right back, and then Elano, the midfielder, got injured. The replacement was Dani Alves. It worked well. He was pretty damn good there. So, and I know people started to make fun of me, but I see a lot of similarities on Dest's game in relation to Dani Alves, besides the crossing. But if you're going to play an 8, the crossing won't matter that much.
Yeah. No, that's true. He's not a great crosser of the ball, Sergiño Dest. He's not. It's not his strength. He's better in combination. And that's why he always drifts inside. Whether he's playing on the right or whether he's playing on the left, he always drifts inside to try to combine. All right. Come on, Pulisic. The winning goal. We need that.
And one thing, guys, that you guys were saying in the chat, actually what Pep Guardiola did, he didn't change formations. Gundogan was playing as a 6. So he took out Bernardo Silva, put Fernandinho as a 6, and gave Gundogan the freedom to go more up top because he has been scoring goals this season.
Yeah, Gundogan. Is Gundogan German or is he Turkish?
German.
He's German, right?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he was maybe born in Turkey.
Yeah, he's like Turkish immigrant, but he represents Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, he represents Germany.
Like Mesut Ozil or Sami Khedira or something.
Yeah. Ooh.
Don't say anything.
Last minute save.
What do we got here, guys? Almost Pulisic breakaway. Oh, come on. Why am I so far behind?
Oh.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
That's a card.
Oh, shush.
No.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't. I don't want to see it. I'm not looking at the chat, guys. I'm watching the TV. All right. Oh, Pulisic. Oh,
Oh, injury, bad injury.
don't tell me on Pulisic.
No, 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 not Pulisic.
Okay.
Azpilicueta. I don't think he's staying.
Oh shit.
Actually, it might just be. It's a knee to knee.
Oh, ouch. That's awful.
It might just hurt. It might not be like an
The
actual injury.
kneecap really hurts.
Yeah, it's probably just a lot of pain.
What is? Does Azpilicueta still play for Brazil? No.
No, Azpilicueta is Spanish.
He's Spanish.
Yeah.
I thought he was like half Brazilian, half Spanish or something.
No. Who's half Brazilian in the field is Jorginho, but he plays for Italy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jorginho plays for Italy. Who is the other guy, the forward that was Brazilian that ended up playing for Spain?
Diego Costa.
Costa, that's right. Diego Costa.
And Marco Senna, too. I don't know if you remember him from
2000. I remember Senna. Yeah.
He was Brazilian.
Those Brazilians are everywhere in the world, huh? They're playing for China, for Italy, for Spain.
We do a terrible job recruiting dual nationals.
Well, Johnny Cardoso, if he ends up playing for the U.S. also, that's another Brazilian.
Well, people forget too, Eduardo da Silva for Croatia was one of their best strikers. Kevin Kurani, the German striker from 2008, he's Brazilian.
Right.
Who else we lost? Thiago Motta, that started for Italy for years, Brazilian.
Kevin Pallett said Benny Feilhaber also.
Who?
Benny Feilhaber, the American midfielder. He used to play for Sporting Kansas City. He played for the U.S. for like 30 caps. He's like half Brazilian. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Benny Feilhaber.
Brazil doesn't do a good job recruiting.
Not their thing. I guess they feel like they have so many good players they don't need to.
They don't care about that. Brazil just calls up who they need.
Yeah.
So if they don't need him at the time and another national team wants him, they're like, all right, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see, guys, right now, what's happening on the field is there's so much Manchester City possession, and they're using Jesus to try to stretch that back line to create more space in the midfield. But then who's supposed to occupy that midfield space between the lines? That's typically De Bruyne. De Bruyne is not on the field. So I'm not sure that it's really working. And if you see Man City, they haven't really created a whole lot.
And Pete, this is 3 games of Chelsea and Manchester City. This is Pep Guardiola's 3rd loss.
If they lose, yeah.
Under Thomas Tuchel, obviously, if they lose.
Right.
He was beating against Lampard. He won the game against Lampard this season.
That's right. Frank Danevoa says, why don't you guys sync streams? Listen, I'm watching on Fubo TV. I don't have cable. So I cannot I'm watching on cable, so I don't have cable. I have to watch on Fubo TV. And all of these streaming systems, they're always about 30 seconds behind. So there's nothing you can do about that right now. Did Pulisic miss something? You guys.
Let me see. I'm just watching it now. Oh, my. It was a nice, I'll let you finish. Why? A nice setup, just not good execution.
Oh, come on. You guys are ruining it for me. Oh, Jesus.
But did you guys see the first touch from Pulisic to set up Kai Havertz, and then Kai Havertz brings it, Pulisic does the right run, Kai Havertz does the right pass?
Now, what's crazy about this is Werner will miss 3 chances and Pulisic will miss 1. But because he's American, he'll get all the hate from the fan base. Yeah. They'll be like, Werner's Pulisic. Americans can't. Look at this guy, Pharaoh Among Us. Or not you. Somebody else was like, he can't finish. Get out of here. Can't finish.
It was one opportunity under pressure. It was a good chance. He should have scored, to be fair. But it's still a harder chance than the 2 Timo Werner had.
Yeah. Oh, way harder. And also he created a lot of that himself by setting up Mason Mount. Or was it Havertz?
It was Kai Havertz. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's literally what Pep did. Pep's not changing formation. He's not trying something different. And honestly, I can't blame him. I don't know what else he can try. He tried so many different variations throughout the season. It never
Yeah.
seems to work. And
But it's not just formations, right?
that's
Don't
just
say
it.
anything. Don't say anything. No, do not
I'm
say
tired.
anything. All right, Man City has the ball. Fernandinho has it. It's going wide. See, this is why I don't do live streams for USMNT.
It ruins it for you.
I could not take this. Oh, Sterling. Oh,
Pete, someone's asking for the website that I send people to stream. Is it okay if I say it in your live stream? It's just a website people use to stream illegally.
yeah. Go for it.
So, guys, again, you didn't hear from us. You can go to hesgoal.com and you'll be able to find the game there. But pay for cable. or if not cable, Paramount Plus has the game too. But hesgoal.com is the link. I'm not going to put it in the chat. I'm just telling you guys.
Yeah, guys, it's very good defending from Chelsea. They've collapsed spaces very, very well, and they haven't given Manchester City time or space to play where they play well, which is in the half spaces. And that's really what they've done. They've kept the lines very narrow. They've kept their lines very good. And honestly, again, I know this sounds like lazy analysis, but whenever Chelsea has the ball, they just look up for it more. Manchester City looks like they're playing within themselves. They look like they're playing scared, like they almost can't lose, you know?
It's so weird that with these 3 games, Pep Guardiola, which is one of the greatest managers of all time, perhaps, he wasn't able to figure it out. And Thomas Tuchel used the exact same strategy all 3 games.
Yeah. And look, the fact that he's never won the Champions League outside of Spain's World Cup winning squad with Messi, that tells you a lot, you know?
Aguero's in, Pete.
Aguero's coming on, huh?
Honestly, I just saw a replay of Christian Pulisic's finish. He actually took it out of the goalkeeper very well. He just put it a little bit too wide.
Yeah. It was not an easy, half to finish. No, it was not. It's, sure, Lewandowski probably finishes that. But, that will haunt Pulisic. The problem with Pulisic right now is that up here, his confidence goes up and down, and his form goes up and down. Oh, Tuchel, relax. Jesus, Tuchel, acting like someone killed your child. Your friend Werner just missed 3 of those, and you didn't react that hard, so chill.
Well, because it's not a surprise. He's like, the bench, he's not even watching the game. The assistant goes to Thomas Tuchel's like, hey, Timo Werner missed out. Like, yeah, I don't care, man. It's just, I know. Call me when he scores. That's the surprise.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Puli. We need to give Puli another chance. He can do this.
So now he's back to the formation. Now I think they changed formation because they have Gabriel Jesus and Aguero. Unless he put Jesus wide. Let me see.
Well, because there's only 2 at the back now. Fernandinho's playing as a 6, not as a center back.
But who did he take out for Aguero? That's what I didn't see.
I didn't see it either.
Oh, Sterling.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sterling has not had a good game.
So he either changed formation or Jesus might be playing wide.
Jesus still, is it Jesus or is Jesus?
In Portuguese, it's Gabriel Jesus.
Jesus, okay.
I say Jesus because in English, I kind of mix up to Spanish when I'm saying
Gotcha.
Name, but it's Gabriel Jesus. That's the real name.
Yeah.
The guy on TV is actually saying Jesus, like in
saying it properly. Message to Tuchel. Your German love child sucks. Leave Pulisic alone. Oh, boy. See, this is why I can't do live hangouts during USMNT games. This is why I only do halftime, post-game, and pre-game, because I can't watch the game properly and understand the tactics while I'm trying to do a live stream at the same time. I have to really watch the game carefully to get the tactics and figure out what's going on and why. Which is why I have you, Filipo.
Do you see what Manchester City is playing right now? They're playing a 4-1-3-2.
I mean, The way I see it is Jesus is still playing very close up against that back line with number 8. Who's number 8? Is it Gundogan?
Yeah, and Gundogan is an attacking midfielder there, and Aguero is also up top.
Yeah. Kovacic for Mount, so they're going defensive now.
Now you can see the formation right now. It's a 4-1-3-2. I actually haven't seen one of those in forever.
Yeah.
It's very offensive. Kovacic for who? Jorginho?
The problem is now Chelsea are just defending, and so Pulisic is going to be spending a lot of this game defending. He's not going to get – I think he had that one chance, and then after that, he's not going to get much.
Mason Mount is out.
Mason Mount is off for Kovacic. They're definitely going defensive. 12 minutes. I don't see Man City scoring. I really don't. Like, it just seems like a very – they haven't really created many chances. They haven't really looked like they're going to win today. They haven't looked like a cohesive attacking team at all. So it's going to be a Chelsea win, I think. Watch, I just jinxed it.
Yeah, you just you get that 1-1 draw and then
penalties, yeah. Well, I mean, 25 minutes for Pulisic. At least he'll be fit for Honduras. I just hope he doesn't let that miss.
Nice one by Pulisic. Look at what, pay attention there, Pete. Pulisic. Yeah, that you pointed out is true. Also, Pulisic's coming into an environment of defense right now, which is not.
Yeah.
So he'll showcase. It's more about getting the result at this point.
Oof. Nice little move by Pulisic to evade. But see, he's going to play safe football now. So instead of going, when he gets the ball in an attacking position, he's more likely to try and keep possession than go for goal. That's the thing about Pulisic. You know, he's playing for the team right now, and he knows right now keeping possession and not letting Man City have the ball is more important than trying to get that second goal. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. 10 minutes.
Marcelo Gervades. Pulisic has done more in his few minutes than Werner has done all game. Yeah, I agree. He's looked better.
That's not 100% true. Werner missed more opportunities. Don't forget.
That is definitely true. All right. Pulisic. Nice ball.
Timo Werner should just play as a right winger, so he never finishes.
But he can't cross the ball either, right?
That's true.
He's not a real good crosser of the ball.
Play him as a center back.
Or as a bench option. The thing is, he's a hard worker. He's like Mason Mount, and that's what Tuchel, I think, values from him. Now, that being said, if Pulisic was German and Tuchel was American, who do you think would start most of the games?
If Pulisic was German and Tuchel was American? Well,
not Tuchel.
Oh, sorry, Werner was American. Werner was American, he wouldn't be in Chelsea. American with his lack of technical ability, he wouldn't be in Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. All right, Chelsea, come on. It hasn't been a great final. It's been very dull, hasn't it?
Yeah, I thought the first half was better, actually.
The second half does not look good. Manchester City still don't look like they're going to create anything. Like they don't look like scoring at all. They really don't.
And Chelsea doesn't want to. Chelsea just wants to.
Chelsea's going to be real cagey. They're going to keep the ball when they have it. When they lose it, they're going to defend for their lives. This is how this is going to play out. I mean,
when Pulisic's playing as a right midfielder almost.
Frank De Nueva. Pete, what is the best way to get a kid to develop technical skills? Let him play soccer as much as he can with very little coaching. Let him play with his friends. Sign him up for futsal classes. Play 1v1s with him in the backyard. Take him out. If it's your kid, for example, take him out to the yard, throw balls in the air and have him control them with his first touch, with the top of his foot, the inside of his foot, with his thigh, with his chest, right? Work on him. First touch is huge. Have him, dribbling around cones. I'm not a huge fan of it as a coaching technique because I think it's very static. But at a very young age, it can develop the child's ability to, when you have him dribble around cones, inside of right foot, outside of right foot, inside of left foot, outside of right foot. It gets used to them playing the ball with all sides of their feet and with both feet. and it's best when they're very young, under 7 years old. But the best thing is 3v3. The best things is small-sided games, 3v3, futsal, lots of touches on the ball, very little time and space. That's how kids develop technique. Right, Filipo?
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed a lot with the young kids I work with, one of the things that is a technical ability that people they underrate it, is teaching them how to properly pass the ball first. That's something you need to teach the kid. That's a way to develop technical ability, pass the inside of your foot. And the second thing you need to work on sometimes, because one thing that has the kids struggle to develop technical ability is coordination. So you do need to do some little ladder workouts, a little bit of coordination with the kid. But essentially, I agree with Pete on the cone one. You, at a young age, if your kid is 5, 6, 7, it works well. At an older age, it's not very effective because it's not the same as a defender. But you can always do, if he's older, a workout that we like to do a lot, that's actually a warm-up when the kid's more developed. It's you partner up, throw the ball, hit it back with the inside of your foot in the air, chest, back, headers. At the end of the day, it's getting touches, right?
Yeah, you want as many touches on the ball. So, like, for example, if you only have 2 training sessions a week with your kids, don't do any ladder workouts. Give them as much time as they can with the ball. As an extra, maybe. But personally, like, let's say you have a kid who's showing some promise and he goes to training twice a week. That's not enough. If your kid is showing promise, going to training twice a week and playing a game on the weekend is not going to be enough. They need to play small-sided games on their own with their friends, kick the ball in the backyard. The more touches they get,
7 days a week.
5, 6, 7 days a week. Don't do fitness training. If you're going to kids do not need fitness training, okay? Especially kids under 8, 9 years old. When they get older, yes. But even then, your fitness training should be with the ball, not sprinting, not running laps. Do fitness training. You do 3v3 in a small space where you have 10 balls as a coach or as a parent, have 10 balls next to you. And every time the ball goes out, don't make them go run to get it. Kick another ball in. So the play keeps going constantly. 5 minutes, high intensity, 1 minute rest. That's the kind of fitness work you should do with the ball.
We do that too. We don't do throw-ins. There's no point. We don't do throw-ins. We just throw the ball back, and the game never stops.
Out History Sports says, I do 90% diving practice with my kids.
No, that can help.
Diving practice. Yeah, no, the more time kids spend on the ball, the better. And if 70 or 80% of that time is without a coach, even better, right? Let them develop some personality, technical skill. Let them make their own decisions and learn what's right and what's wrong, right? Let them try to dribble around 3 players. Because you know what? They might not be able to pull it off the first 25 times, but the 26th time, they will, But you have to give them time and let them try. Let them try shit.
The thing is also, when it comes to the technical ability part, 99% of what the kid knows and learns, they don't learn from someone. They learn from themselves. What you can do as a coach, if you want to coach your kid, first, you don't want to overcoach, but the most you can do is simulate in-game situations of tight spaces or 3-beat-1s, things like that. But you can't really teach it. You need to let them play. Yeah.
And David Gill, pickup games with older people definitely help. Pickup games, period, are very good. David Beckham, when he was 11 years old, used to play with his dad's men's team on the weekends, right? Any kind of pickup games help, and it can also teach them to deal more with the physical side of the game. It's just the more soccer they play in a free environment, a free play environment, the better. That's just the cardinal rule.
We got 3 minutes left?
Yeah, 3 minutes, Champions League. Chelsea's going to win this. Manchester City have never been in this game since the very first minute. They've never
get a shot on goal?
Huh?
Did they get a shot on goal?
I don't think so. I don't think they've even really had a shot on goal. They've had crosses that Mendy has come for, but no real shot on goal, I don't think.
Yeah, let me I'll look at the stats here and try to check it out. But I think I didn't see one, at least not a meaningful one. So according to the stat sheet, they had 1 shot on target, which I don't remember being a dangerous one. They did hold possession, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, actually 2 minutes left, plus in the few extra minutes. So I would say probably like 4 or 5 more minutes. Christian Pulisic.
See, Christian Pulisic is just playing safe. He's not going to, which is good. Like, he's doing the smart thing. He's here for his team.
It was a smart foul right now. Gabriel Jesus stole the ball and Christian Pulisic just stopped the play right away.
Oh, I'm not quite there. I'm still where Pulisic has possession and then he's just keeping the ball instead of trying to attack with it.
Okay. All right. So you're about to see it.
There you go. Yeah, smart foul. He stopped the counterattack right there.
And it's a good foul because it's not dangerous. You don't get a card for it. It's a very smart foul overall. And new players
he's playing for the team. And Pulisic will win a Champions League trophy tonight, unless something amazing happens in the next 3 minutes. Watch, I've jinxed it now. I'm just excited for Switzerland tomorrow. I'm excited for Nations League. I'm excited for the USMNT to finally have a trophy on the line in a competitive game that we can judge Berhalter on.
Well, we haven't had a competitive game in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
What is it? A year and 7 months, 8 months?
Yeah, because it was October 2019 was the last competitive game, and it was against Cuba.
Yeah, it was for Nations League.
Who? Yeah, for Nations League.
Yeah, it was the group stage.
Yeah, it was the group stage. We beat Canada 4-1, and then we lost, and then we beat like Cuba like 5-0, where Josh Sargent got a hat trick, or not a hat trick, but he scored
7 minutes.
Zach, Pulisic is not going to be the first one to win the Champions League. Technically, Jovan Kirovski won it with Dortmund in the early 90s, but he didn't play in the final. Christian Pulisic is the first American to play in a Champions League final, I believe. So we got 7 minutes of extra time.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But maybe because De Bruyne spent so much time on the field when he was down.
Notice also how Pulisic, so without Mason Mount in the field, for example, Pulisic's getting the ball and he's having to start the counter rather than someone send him to the counter.
Yeah.
Which is a lot harder.
Yeah. So here's Pulisic. But he's making the right decisions for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's playing it very safe. He's keeping the ball. You know, he's not trying, to finish the game off on his own. So...
yeah, he's just less deadly. You know how he's deadly when he gets the ball near the box, but he's getting the ball very far, so he can't be as deadly. But I'm
sure Tuchel has said to him, listen, if in doubt, don't try to be the hero. Keep possession. Yeah. Keep possession. Because if you deny Man City possession, that's the way to go.
And look, Pulisic, you're not German, so if you lose the ball or miss a goal, I will crucify you. I will take you out of the game. I'll say it's your fault. That's what I'll do.
Yeah. Yeah, a few more minutes. I mean, look, it's progress, right? We're looking for progress with the USMNT, and having an American win the Champions League and playing in the Champions League final is great. That's progress. This year, we've got double the minutes or triple the Champions League minutes that we've ever had in any other season before for American players. So we're on the right track. We're making progress. We'll have other guys will win the Champions League, right? It's not. I think every year there will be at least one American, who contending for a Champions League.
Aren't they all U23 also? They're all U23.
And all those guys are U23 in the Champions League. And next year we're going to add more. John Brooks is going to be there.
Did you see the rumors
about him going to Turkey? I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't believe that.
I don't buy that. They're about to have Champions League. Why would he go? Also, they have to pay a lot of money for him.
He's in his prime. He's in his prime, and he was key to them.
28 years old, 27, 28. Nah, he wants to play Champions League with Wolfsburg, and they're not going to let him go.
Yeah, it made no sense to me.
Yeah, so Brooks will be there. Brendan Aronson he didn't play last year because he got there in December after they were already knocked out. So Brooks, Brendan Aronson, maybe Caden Clark if Leipzig can get past the group stage this time. Which I think they can. Depends on.
They did this time. They did this.
They did it last time, but I'm saying if Jesse Marsch, that would have been a perfect counterattack on Kai Havertz. Smart player Kante draws the foul. Yedlin might be, Will. It depends if Galatasaray Depends
Tyler
if Down
Boyd,
qualifies, right? Don't they have to qualify?
they were second. I think second place. Do they go directly? The Turkish team?
I think
I
the
don't
two
know.
Turkish teams have to qualify, the top two.
So yeah, so Besiktas will have Tyler Boyd. He's
Yeah,
back. They said
yeah.
he's going to stay. And the Edlands. So technically them two as well.
But there's a lot of guys. Mark McKenzie could qualify with Genk. Brendan Aronson could qualify. What's the guy in Switzerland? Jordan Sibachu could qualify as well. So
he did qualify, right? He did.
I think Switzerland has to go through the qualification. They don't automatically qualify. So we could end up with, I think, 10. We had 10 last year. I think this year we could end up with anywhere from 12 to 15 or 11 to 15. Also depends on transfers. What if Salzburg picks up Matthew Hobby or Josh Sargent, right? Or Ajax picks up one of those two guys. We don't know who's going to get picked up. So it's sort of a wait and see game. Maybe Gianluca Busio gets picked up by like an Inter Milan or something.
What's
all right.
going on?
For me, it's 3 minutes left.
Yeah, me too. And someone is asking here, are we having a watch party for Iceland and Mexico? So I think Pete is not as well. I'm not. I'll be watching the game, but guys,
Yeah.
I worked from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. today, and then I have the stream here. And tomorrow I work again, and then I have the stream for the U.S. So I'm going to have to rest. I'm going to relax on the couch, watch the game, and I think Pete needs to rest too because there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow as well.
Well, I am going to watch the game because I'm scouting Mexico, but I'm not going to do a live stream for it. Guys, if I'm scouting or if I'm watching a game for tactics, it's very hard for me to do a live stream and watch the game well. That's why I'm not giving you a lot today on this game because I'm trying to focus on the live stream. But I will be watching Mexico against Iceland because I'm very curious how they're going to set up, and that has implications for us potentially. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, and
Kevin
Jesus
said, watch, guys. Oh, by the way, guys, quick plug. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the stream, but what am I watching here? If Man City scores, we go into extra time.
They're asking if I'll live tweet. Yeah, I'll live tweet during the Mexico game.
Also, if we do a live stream of Mexico and Iceland, we're just going to get a bunch of El Tri fans. I just don't, you know what I mean? It's not really our audience. I know Tactical loves to have fun with them, but I don't know what I'm watching, Kevin. You said to watch. Is something happening that I'm supposed to watch?
It was close.
Oh.
And that was probably their last chance. It was so close. Jeez.
Oof. Was that Gundogan?
It was Mahrez.
Oh, it's Mahrez. Is it Gundogan or is it Gundogan? Because I hear Gundogan.
I say Gundogan. But I don't know. I'm known for saying names wrong, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, look, it's Colleen Rooney. Oh, man. So someone here says it's over. Chelsea win. Is it over? Pulisic is champion. Thanks, guys, for that. This is why I don't watch USMNT games on a live stream. Yeah. So Pulisic wins the Champions League, guys. We're also coming up on the 9th of June. We're coming up to the anniversary of 11 Yanks, the 1-year anniversary. I did my first video on the 9th of June. And so to celebrate the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary, I'm releasing some merch, which, I will show you on the 9th itself after the Costa Rica game. So we are going to, keep, stay tuned for that. It's going to be some fun stuff. Some 11 Yanks related merch, some USMNT related merch. Guardiola still has not won a Champions League. Burnman, you better be here on the USMNT live stream. I will be a Burnman. I will be on the Filipo's live stream for the pregame and during halftime, and I'll probably pop in once or twice during the game itself. But when I watch the USMNT, I watch a lot of tactical things, so I can tell you more. And obviously, I will do my own live stream at the end with Filipo. Will be on my channel for a post game. But yeah, I can't watch during the game and do a live stream because then I don't get to see the tactics of the game. I'm going back and forth. I'm not focused. So yes, Pulisic is the first American to play in a Champions League final and win. So even though he is not did not score a goal or get an assist, Congratulations to Chelsea. Congratulations to Chelsea.
Yeah, and it makes us. We don't want to question Pep Guardiola's greatness and everything he's done, but
I
guys,
do.
that's where I was gonna get. I was gonna get that. Look, the point I'm making is it gets to a point where we do have to start asking a few questions.
Yeah.
Because what he did with Barcelona was fantastic, changing Iniesta from his position, making it work, putting Messi as a false nine, using the total football tactics from the 70s and making it work in the 2000s. But after that, he goes to Bayern, spends loads and loads of money, and just wins Bundesliga, which any coach does. If you put me there, they might still win it.
Yeah.
He goes to Manchester City, spends loads and loads of money, and wins the Premier League, which, again, many coaches would have done the same with all the quality he has.
Yeah.
But he can't pull off he got schooled by Thomas Tuchel 3 times in 6 months.
Yeah. And remember, the Bayern team that he took over had just won the treble. They had just won Champions League, the German Cup, and the Bundesliga. And then all he could win with them was Bundesliga. Like, I think that Pep is very good at developing players and helping them to improve. But he's not a guy who's going to necessarily win you trophies when in a knockout tournament like the Champions League. And he's had more than enough opportunities, okay? 3-4 years at Bayern. How many years has he been at Man City now? 5 years? Still no Champions League trophy despite all the money spent? I think he's a great coach. I don't think he's one of the greatest of all time. Karen Johnson with an excellent point. Remember that Pulisic got them into the Champions League this season single-handedly. Yes, guys, without Pulisic, they're not in this final. Okay, because of the 3 goals they scored against Real Madrid, Pulisic scored 1 and created 1. And both of them were a lot of him doing it on his own. Okay? And in Porto, winning 15, like getting fouled 15 times and winning man of the match against Porto, getting the assist against Atletico Madrid to seal off the game, they would not be here without Christian Pulisic. And so this is a win for him as much as it is for the rest of the club. And guess what? Manchester City, you can spend all the money you want in the world. Doesn't mean you're going to win the Champions League.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, for Chelsea, we need to give big props to a few players. Pulisic, I think, played a huge role. Thomas Tuchel might have been the biggest key piece missing because they wouldn't have made it here with Frank Lampard. It didn't matter if Frank Lampard started Pulisic or not. Thomas Tuchel is probably the most important key piece.
Yeah.
Mason Mount surprised me a lot throughout the season. He was vital. And their most valuable player is Conte.
Yeah.
And Conte. There's no question.
I think what people are saying, Yilang Wang says, what Karen's saying is that they wouldn't have been top 4 without Pulisic because Pulisic dragged them into top 4 last season. So they wouldn't even be in the Champions League at all if Pulisic hadn't dragged them to the top 4. And then on top of that, he dragged them through the quarterfinal second leg and both semifinal legs to be here tonight. So it's a huge win for Christian Pulisic. John Constantine, yay, Pulisic is a UEFA Champions League champion. I wanted Chelsea to win over Man City. I think it's more fair for Christian to win the Champions League than Zack Steffen. It wouldn't have really felt like a win if Zack Steffen won the Champions League. So I'm happy for this. I'm happy he only played 25 minutes. There's no excuses. He has to start against Honduras. Okay, that's a 5-game rest, and he only played 25 minutes. He's more than capable of starting against Honduras. But we'll see how Brendan Aronson does tomorrow against Switzerland, because I think Brendan Aronson is going to start on the left.
Yeah, I think so too. But besides that, congratulations to any Chelsea fan in the chat. I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans in the United States. I know when the season started, if like we said about Grant Wall, if he said that Chelsea winning the Champions League early in the season was unexpected, yes, it was unexpected early in the season. I didn't expect them to make it to the final and to win it. And as the season progressed, it looked more and more unlikely that they would make it. But they pulled it off. It wasn't expected. Manchester City was expected that they would make it far. And again, Pep Guardiola, someone asked here in the chat, Pete, did Pep Guardiola get – let me see the exact question. I think it was Ben again. He was saying, did Pep do a bad lineup? So, Ben, I don't think it's more about the lineup. It's more about he hasn't figured out what instructions, what style of play, and how to position their players correctly against Thomas Tuchel. Do I know the answer? I don't know the answer, but I don't get paid millions, and I don't have all those resources that he has. But I don't think the lineup was bad. He's playing the best players. Maybe he could have not started Sterling, maybe, but it's not like Sterling. We make fun of Sterling, but he's not bad.
No. But guys, I know some people think this is poor analysis, but let's talk about this game. If you honestly watched this game, watch the Manchester City players and watch the Chelsea players, who looked like they were coming out here to give their everything to win this game? Who looked like they wanted it more? Chelsea did. Manchester City, honestly, looked kind of lackadaisical. They sort of played like it was a friendly, you know? I was not that impressed with them. And I don't know if that's a mentality or if the pressure just got to them. Sometimes that happens, right? When players really feel the pressure, they just play within themselves and they don't play in flow. They don't play with the freedom to express themselves on the field. So maybe there's pressure. Maybe Guardiola put some pressure. I don't know. Maybe the media. Like, it's very hard to say what happened because we're not there. But Chelsea looked from the first minute like they wanted this more. And Manchester City didn't. And maybe some tactical things were involved. I think that Tuchel set himself up very well to stifle City's attacks and hit them quickly on the counter, which they did do. This could have been 4-0, right? If Werner finishes his 3 chances or if Pulisic finishes his chance, this is 3, 4, 5-0 maybe. So clear deserved winners. Manchester City, there's got to be questions asked about Pep Guardiola at some point because – I mean, of course, he's not going anywhere. He's a good coach, but I don't think he is as good as a lot of people make him out to be, you know?
Yeah, and I think people get overly attached to – so for us, me at least, my generation, your generation too, even though you're pretty much in my generation, you're just a little bit older than me.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 27 now. So you're 5 years older?
6.
No,
yeah, I'm 34, so I'm 7 years older than you.
It's the same generation pretty much.
Yeah,
Maybe you had one more World Cup.
We're both millennials.
One more World Cup that you watched over me probably. But Pep Guardiola was probably the most beautiful soccer we've seen, the Barcelona from 2009, the Pep Guardiola Barcelona. So we do get overly attached to that, and that could be one of the reasons so many people defend. But it's what people are saying. That was also a Spanish team that dominated World Cup, 2 Euro Cups. And along with that, you have Lionel Messi, one of the best players of all time, if not the best player of all time. So
yeah,
maybe another coach would have been able to do the same with that team. It was such a brilliant team.
Yeah, it really was.
We do have to ask questions.
So Ken the King, first American to play in a UEFA Champions League final and win. He is the face of the USMNT before, but now with good reason. This is a win for all U.S. soccer/football. I agree, Ken, 100%. This is just the beginning, guys. That's what's crazy. Like, I think we're going to start seeing Americans in the Champions League final more often, like almost every year, okay? Because if you look at Lau, we've got McKennie at Juventus, Dest at Barcelona, Adams at Leipzig, Reina at Dortmund, Pulisic at Chelsea, maybe Steffen at Man City. Like a lot of the big Champions League teams that you expect to be involved in a final, maybe Chris Richards at Bayern next year, maybe Justin Che at Bayern, who knows? Like, this is going to start to be the norm, to have at least one American in the Champions League final. Maybe not every year, but at least a lot of years, at least once every 2 years. So, quick, good question from McLovin. Speaking of good coaches, are you guys excited for Jesse Marsch at Leipzig? Yes, I'm excited for him because whether he succeeds or not, this is a good learning experience for him. I hope he succeeds. I think he can succeed. I have some question marks about Jesse Marsch's tactical flexibility, which I don't think he has that much of, but I'm rooting for him. I mean, even if he does poorly at Leipzig and gets fired at some point, he's still a good coach. He'll still learn from it. And honestly, if he got fired, that would set him up well to coach the USMNT for the 2026 cycle. So, yeah, I'm excited to see it, and I hope he's successful. I really hope he is. I hope he brings Josh Sargent or Matthew Hoppe with him to Leipzig.
Mm-hmm. The thing you said about the tactical flexibility is something that worries me too. What I am hoping is maybe at Leipzig with more players, more resources, better players, maybe he'll be able to execute it better. We'll see. Time will tell. We'll know this season.
Someone's saying, did anyone see Tuchel and Pully? And people say Tuchel doesn't like him. I don't understand what that means.
No, I think I understood what he said. They were celebrating. They were together there. We don't say Tuchel doesn't like him as a person. We mean as a player. They're obviously close. Not even as a player. That's not what we mean. It's not that they don't get along. We're just saying that maybe Tuchel doesn't rate him as highly as a lot of the Chelsea players. That's what we're saying. We don't think they have relationship problems.
I don't even think it's that he doesn't rate him as highly. I just think he doesn't fit into the way Tuchel wants to play with a high pressing game. Where Pulisic is not a pressing guy. He is not a guy who's going to press and win the ball, whereas Tuchel is. Now, Pulisic brings other things to the table, goals, assists. Nobody on Chelsea is as explosive 1v1 as Christian Pulisic. He is their best player 1v1. So maybe he doesn't fit into Tuchel's system, but he's still going to play. Even if he stays next season, he's still going to play regularly, right? He's still going to play regularly. He's still going to be a part of the team. He's still going to start a lot of games. So I have no problem with it. This is what it means to play at an elite level, guys. You have to be better than the best to start all the games that you want to start. This is what it means. We want players at these top clubs, but then we can't deal with them getting benched. And I know that you have a case that Werner is so bad, so Pulisic should play more. I know that. But at the same time, this is what you sign up for when you play at an elite club. You sign up for coaches who maybe wants to play a way that doesn't really suit your strengths as a player. That's what it means to play at the elite level. And this happens to lots of players. This happens to lots of players. Okay. So I'm just gonna hang out here, guys, until we see them lift the trophy, because I want to see Pulisic holding the trophy, and then I'm gonna get going. I have to. I'm gonna drive, and then I'm gonna watch the Mexico-Iceland game later and scout our opponents. We'll see how they do against Iceland, how they set up, who
What
plays.
time is that?
That's at 6 my time, so 9 your time, I believe.
Okay. That's a good time to watch the game.
Yeah. Just Alex with a very good perspective. Players could go their whole career without a World Cup or a Champions League trophy, and Pulisic has won at 22. Exactly. 22 years old, and he already has a Champions League medal. Mm-hmm. Let's turn that into a Nations League medal.
It's what me and Pete talk about a lot. It's the winning culture. It's about knowing how to win and never giving up and going for the win, instead of having that underdog mentality that, oh, Mexico scores a goal. Oh, it's okay. At least we're putting up a fight. It's like, no.
Yeah, there are people who think it's fine if we play well against Mexico and lose. I've been having discussions with people on Twitter about this. If we go play well against Mexico and we lose, I think that's pretty good. No, it's not. No, it's not. This Mexico team is not the Mexico team from 3 or 4 years ago. This Mexico team is aging. This Mexico team lacks depth. We have better players than them right now. They might have more experience, but there's no reason why we shouldn't win this game if we make it there. First, we got to beat Honduras. Will you do a review for Mexico versus Iceland? No, Mario, I won't do a review, but maybe on the live stream tomorrow. So, guys, tomorrow for the Switzerland game, let's talk about this real quick. Most of the game will be at Filipo's channel, at Tactical Manager. I will be there for the pregame. I will be there at halftime. And I will be there probably once or twice. I'll pop in and out during games. Mm-hmm. And then after the game, we'll go to 11 Yanks for the post-game show. So, that's going to be like that for all 4 of these games. And then on Patreon. Yeah, go ahead, Filipo.
No, I was just going to say about the live stream and the Mexico game. Yeah, me and Pete are going to watch it today, so we'll definitely talk about it on the live stream.
We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Swiss, yeah. We'll talk about what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, where they're good, maybe where they're vulnerable. After every USMNT game, guys, I'm going to be doing a breakdown on Patreon showing not the highlights of the game necessarily, but the key moments of the game. Tactical things that I thought were important, things that we did well, that we didn't do well. And I can't do that on YouTube because of the copyright issues, but I can do that on Patreon. So plugging that. It's going to be fun. We have 4 USMNT games. Hopefully we come out of it with a trophy. As Pilaqueta. There's the champions. The champions. Pulisic has more Champions Leagues than Zlatan.
That is true.
Does he? Has he never won the Champions League?
Nope. Zlatan never won it.
Wow.
He got
Poor
so
Kevin.
unlucky too, because remember, he left Inter Milan and went to Barcelona to win the Champions League, and then Inter Milan won the Champions League.
That's right.
And then he left Barcelona because he didn't get along with, was it Pep? I think it was
Yeah,
Pep.
he didn't like Pep.
Yeah.
Him and
And then-
Samuel Eto'o didn't like Pep.
He left, and then Barcelona won again without him. So he
Poor guy. Oh, man. Wow. 22-year-old American played in a Champions League final, won the trophy. Still has a long way to go. Somebody asked a very good question. I'm sorry I missed it, but he said, oh, yeah, Todd Schultz. Pete, do you think Pulisic can become the high-press player that Tuchel wants? Combine that with his ability, and he's really great. Yes, but he has to work at it, right? Pressing is not easy. And it has to become an intense focus. The same way that we say technique, if you need to improve technically, you have to make it an intense focus of yours. I think he can become that, but he has to make it an intense focus and improve that side of his game. And if he doesn't, he may not always get the starts that he wants under Thomas Tuchel. That's just the reality. So, yeah, I hope he does. I hope he does work on that side of his game, because you can never stop growing and learning. You can always be improving as a player. And that is certainly an area that Pulisic can improve on, right? And also, look, the other problem with Pulisic is up here. He's still up and down. When he's confident, he's great. When he's not confident, he struggles sometimes even to do the basics well, right? That is tough for Pulisic. He needs to become more consistent and have a consistent level that you always know he's going to perform at most of the time. That's what will take him from where he is now, which is good player, to elite Ballon d'Or candidate. He needs consistency. And a lot of that consistency for Christian Pulisic is up here. It's mentality. Oh, Thomas Tuchel's kids are on the field with him. That's so cute.
Mine went to commercial break.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Christian Pulisic has a USA sweatshirt wrapped around his shoulders to show off his loyalty. Yes. I mean, Kovacic has a Croatia flag wrapped around his waist. A lot of them do that. Yeah. Brazilians do it a lot too. No, they have a flag.
Oh, but that's good. That means he's focused now on USMNT now. Now that's what his focus is shifting now back to us. And
USMNT opinions. I'm crying right now, not gonna lie. Oh boy. I hear you, man. But save those tears for the Nations League final when we beat Mexico. Dude, okay. If we beat Mexico in a Nations League final, I will do tequila shots on the post-game live stream. Filipo, you with me?
I'll have to buy it, but I mean, I guess if we beat Mexico, I have to do something crazy.
We have to do something if we beat Mexico. Not that it's so crazy and unusual, but we need to celebrate that moment. I will do tequila shots on the post live, maybe one or two, not a lot.
Can I eat tacos live?
Huh?
I can eat tacos live. Give me my dinner.
There you go. You eat tacos and I'll do tequila. Dude, if you like tacos, come to Los Angeles. The best tacos in the world here.
I have to go to California. I've been to
man.
At once. Is everything open there? How's it going there?
Yeah, everything. I mean, June 15th everything is fully open, but it's pretty much all open now. And then June 15th, we open fully and everything will be back to normal. I think the only thing is you have to wear masks indoors, but everything is at 100% capacity.
I went to Universal yesterday. No mask, nothing. People are not wearing anything.
Yeah, outside, I think people, because a lot of people are vaccinated now too. So,
yeah.
Jordan Perdomo says Pulisic is the second American to win the UCL finals. Yes, technically you're right. Kirovsky did win a UEFA Champions League, but he didn't play in the final. So we will see.
Okay, guys, let's put it this way. It's the first actual player that's playing a key role. He's essential to this team. That's the way that we could put it.
Right. It's like also Jovan Kirovsky was not. Yes, he was an American soccer player, and yes, technically he did win the Champions League, but I mean he played 62 times for the US. He didn't really do that much for Dortmund that season. I was looking at it a while ago. You know, he played 20 times for them in 4 years. So he was part of the squad, but he wasn't really. He wasn't even a regular player for Dortmund. 20 caps, 20 games in 4 years is 5 games a year. So Mario Pantoja. If US wins, you can make merch for it. I may very well.
What if Mexico doesn't make it to the final?
I mean, you know what? They beat Costa Rica 1-0, and it was very close. It was very close in the friendly. That's why I want to watch them tonight and see how they look, see how they set up without a Raul Jimenez, because I'm very curious for sure. They have weaknesses, and I will probably talk about them on tomorrow's Switzerland stream. But guys, we can't underestimate Honduras either. We have to make sure we take Honduras seriously and not have our minds so much on Mexico that we do something stupid against Honduras. American Soccer United. Going to do a video about best CONCACAF players of all time because Pulisic just climbed a lot of places. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take off now. I got to get going here. I'm going to watch the Mexico game later. This was really fun, guys. Thank you to everybody who contributed in the super chat. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us, guys. This is fun. I love doing this. An American has a Champions League medal around his neck, and he played a huge, huge part in that. Even though he didn't play a huge part in the final, he had a huge part to play in qualifying them for the Champions League and getting them through the quarterfinal and semifinal rounds to get here. So he's a well-deserved champion of Europe. Now our attention turns to Nations League, starting tomorrow with the friendly against Switzerland. Filipo and I are going to be there. We're going to put them up today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Let's go, Stars and Stripes.